Hi there. In this video, I'd like to look at where did Minecraft go wrong. So I've kind of given up on Minecraft. I've played it for many, many years, and I just want to say where I feel that Minecraft went wrong. I'm obviously, I know a lot about the game, mainly in modded, but I'm pretty knowledgeable in general about Minecraft. Um, so let's talk about the main reason why what went wrong with Minecraft. Uh, Basically, there should have been different versions much earlier. This. I mean, that is the absolute cornerstone, essential reason what went wrong. I mean, there are like no different versions even now. So to explain what I mean, there should have been Minecraft RPG. There should have been obviously there's tech mods, so like you could imagine like these. This is like what a lot of the nerds like, right? They like this or they like that. Um, there should have been. So this you can imagine what I'm thinking about here is like something like custom NPCs, right? That is a huge thing, and you could have, and these should have been completely separate, right? Um, so there should have been completely separate like versions. So I mean, what other like you could easily, and honestly, from my perspective as well, I would have loved to have seen, I guess biology, but ecology, biology, whatever, like um, anything like this, like which focuses on these aspects of the game. This is like the version that I always envisaged and which never basically arrived. Um, and this would have been and basically what would have happened if they had separated the game like this, all all like yeah. And just to clarify, I'm saying all in Java. These all should have been Java games, right? I'm not gonna like. Obviously, I know that you could maybe do it in Bedrock, but they haven't done anything with Bedrock anyway. So if like possibly, I mean, I don't know how essential the Java thing is, but it seems quite essential to be honest. But then again, they haven't done anything in Bedrock. Um, they've basically wasted the opportunities in Bedrock as well. So that's basically like the sort of thing that would have made sense. At least these sorts of options, right? To have four different games that are focused on this. So this could have had like difficulty scaling for people like who want to do stuff like that. And this could have had all the you can imagine. I'm not going to go into it, but obviously a lot of people like tech mods, right? So that's basically the four different versions, and these should have been all in Java. And the important thing they should have been is all completely independent and not because currently, right, Bedrock sort of relies on Java for updates, and I'll talk about that in a minute, right? But um, yeah, and I mean, why? Basically, yeah. I mean, that's really the question. It's like the Java updates are not that great. So let's actually talk about the updates and where exactly they went wrong with that. So with updates, there were a huge amount of problems. Um, Probably the biggest problem was the data packs being added. Um, why? Java, Java Pro, especially in mods, right? Uh, like to code Java. Uh, so this makes it pointless, right? I mean, that's basically it, right? You're basically you've got loads of Java coders making mods, but you then made it pointless by creating data packs. So that was pointless. The world height increase, uh, pointless, right? Um, and then you could think, I mean, there's so many things that were added that are pointless, right? Deep Dark is useless. Warden is useless. I mean, what is the point of that whole structure, right? Nothing really. There's no the archaeology stuff also serves no role at all. Is and really what it comes down to, the reason why, like, we just go back to this, uh, is that there should have been uh, some kind of like I don't know, like creation story. There should have some sort of like, yeah, that's the best way to put it, right? of how these things came to be, then you would have been able to discuss like why all these things exist, right? And as it is, unfortunately, because there's not, that's why it's just. Otherwise, it's just random. Otherwise, it's just random stuff appears, which is what's happened, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, there's like, let's see what else was pointless. So we can almost do a little pointless category here. Deep Dark, Warden, Archaeology, Nether update, also completely useless, right? Yeah, I mean, you could think about a multitude of things like this. Just finding fortresses to find is worse. They could have done that completely differently. Yeah, I mean, like basically a lot of the stuff that came, I guess, in the last few versions. Let me just think of another section, which is how could updates have been better, right? So probably I mean, I really like the ocean update, right? The ocean update was a real opportunity, but they just completely failed in every possible way with that, right? AI on mobs was just, not developed enough. Well, why not develop more? Why not develop more for pigs, cows, and sheep, right? For instance, in Animania, they developed a whole system with troughs and all this like feeding stuff. They didn't bother with any of that stuff. They didn't like. They didn't like. Mobs should be new. Mobs should should have years of updates on the AI, right? It's not just we're just gonna put this put this random new mob in, and now we're just gonna leave it once we've done 4 months work on it. That's basically what they've done. Just putting it in, just putting a new mob in, a few months of updates, and then forget it. But the reality is, right, is that it really just comes down to this. If you analyze like all the audience, right, it would basically, you could probably get the entire audience of Minecraft into these 4 categories. So because they didn't create these different like SKUs, that is what's gone wrong. Because the thing is, like, for instance, I know I would want to get into this area, right? The amount of stuff they could have done when you have a literal simulation of an open world, you could literally have like so much from like this kind of science and stuff. There's a huge, and they could have linked it with the. You could have done all sorts of stuff, and then you're going to get like the 5% that play this. This is probably 10%. Probably realistically, this would be 5. This would be 10. This could be like 30. And I think a lot of people like this would transcend certain things as well. But yeah, that's basically, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's only so many words, and I don't want to go overboard with this. But that is my feelings on that. So thanks for watching.